Hey guys, how to get more bookkeeping clients as a freelance bookkeeper. Now, this one is going to be a little bit about the intangible skills as well as the tangible skills that you need to have, and like the tactics of like, do this, do this, do this, right? But what a lot of people don't understand is a lot of this business is not necessarily like a one, like failed, like people like, I'm going to fail. It's like, it's not this one cataclysmic event that caused you to fail. It's more like 1,000 micro or mini kind of steps that happen to you that cause either success or cause failure, and you just like bleed out. So number one, okay, and also if you want some help growing your business but you just don't quite know what you don't quite know, go ahead and click the link inside the description either above or below the video to book a call with myself, see if I can help you inside of our program. So what a lot of people don't understand is like when you're first getting started, you need to be flexible. And I'm assuming that if you're watching this, like you're not inside of our mentorship program at this moment in time, right? So I try to give you advice that would help you with where you're at right now. If you're inside of our mentorship program, it's a little bit different because you have more customized support. But for most people, like you have to be very flexible, okay? So I was talking to this person who's not inside of our mentorship program. We've been kind of like talking off and on for like a couple of months. And I asked her like, hey, how are things going? It's been almost a year and a half and she still hasn't gotten her first client. She actually had a person who wanted to work with her but wanted to do a one-time cleanup. So basically it's like maybe let's say that the person is like 12 to 24 months behind in their books. And they need for you to go back through time, basically either fix things or catch them up to where they are current, catch them up and bring them to be current at one time, right? And so most times it's like 50% of people want to only just do a cleanup. 50% of people want to clean up then ongoing services. So it just really depends on the person that you're speaking with and that you're speaking to. However, this person says, I don't offer just cleanups and no other bookkeeper is going to just clean up your books for you. I was like, well, one, I probably wouldn't tell them that no other person would do it. I mean, that kind of lowers your credibility right there. Especially if they've spoken to someone that's willing to do just the cleanup. Number two, it's like, okay, well, if you've never had a client before, even if it's not like the monthly services, I would still see if you can do the one-time service just to go get some clients, just to get some money flowing into your business, and just to get the ball rolling. Like, be flexible. Like, what's the worst thing that happens of you just doing the cleanups? You get some experience, you get some money, you get some income. There's all positives. Why would you not do it? But because the person's very original, no, I don't offer cleanups. Or if I do a cleanup, like I need for you to give me the monthly work as well. It's like, okay, well, you just missed out on a person that actually wants to work with you, and you're still saying I have never gotten a client, no one's taking me seriously, blah blah blah, right? It's because you just need to be flexible. Like when you're in the beginning, like your first client is gonna be your worst client. Like it just literally how it is. Like, you're not going to have any onboarding processes in place. You're not going to really have many contracts. You're not going to have the perfect pricing strategy. Like, it's just going to be terrible, right? It's like, now we give you all that stuff inside of our program, but if you're just watching this, you're not in a program right now, like, this is kind of what you have to do. You have to kind of struggle bust it all the way up, And it's going to take you some time. Like, you might see people that where it's like, oh, this person made $8,000, $10,000, $11,000, $12,000 a month, right? And whether it's my program or someone else, like you're gonna see these videos, and then you're like, well, I can do it too. It's like, well, the main thing you're missing is the people that get there very quickly. If you see them in a video, that means they probably joined a program that showed them how to do it. Like if you see someone in a testimonial video, it wasn't that the person in the testimonial video was this magic person. It's that the person who's interviewing them helped them go and get to that goal. That's one misconception I see sometimes. Like people are like, oh, I saw this person on your testimonial video. Man, they must have been very gifted. It's like, no, they joined a mentorship program because they didn't know what to do. That's why they do that. Like literally, right? So it's like you just gotta be very flexible and just have to be moving. Next thing, you have to be very precise. Okay, so every single time you speak on the phone with a person, you need to move the deal at least 1 to 2 steps towards working with you. Okay, what are the different steps? Let's just say it, right? Person finds out you exist, person expresses an interest, person builds consultation call, like you talk about like the proposal and the pricing, you then negotiate about it, Person signs the contract, right? So that's what 7 steps, right? After they've signed the contract, there's an onboarding email and there's an onboarding call. So we can say eight steps, like in totality. Just keep it simple, 6 steps. Okay, so every time I talk to someone on the phone, I need to move either 1 step or 2 steps. Every time, right? So I can close the deal and get it buttoned up and signed away as quickly as possible. I don't want this thing to take 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 days to go and get the commitment with the person. I want to make sure that I can get this thing moving as quickly as possible. $12 p.m. Fuck, man, I ain't good. 12 p.m. People. One thing I don't like doing too, I do not like doing, like, we're having accounting clients that still have a full-time job. That's one thing. I was texting this guy that's a new prospective client, and he has a full-time job in addition to his business. It's like, oh, that's annoying, because then they have like random meetings that they go to for like work and stuff. That's annoying. I think we're probably gonna have the contract signed by like middle of day today, so should be good. Should be ready to go and get everything moving. It's a pretty basic client. I mean, needs some monthly books. They need a cleanup because they need to get their taxes done. They also need some tax work done as well. So we're going to be doing the tax work, we're going to be doing the cleanup, we're going to do the ongoing monthly bookkeeping as well. That's one thing that I like, that I sometimes like doing, because my partner, one of my uncles, he's a CPA, so he really likes doing like business taxes and stuff. So that's one thing we added like in the last like 2 years. So really, it's a good service. I kind of like it because like you can use the tax return as like leverage to get someone to move. Now, I have noticed in some cases that people that need help filing the taxes tend to be on like more of like the $500 to $600 a month kind of range, which is not the best, but it's not like terrible, because of the fact that you get a cleanup plus you get the taxes as well, right? So let's say you get a cleanup, so the cleanup's already giving you like 1 year's minimum worth of like value up front. Then you have the tax return as well. So, I mean, you're already about a year into the future as far as like the future cash flow. So it just helps you if you're trying to grow faster when it comes to like getting money from advertising. So it's like, if you wanted to build your company from scratch and you wanted to go like slow, then like you wouldn't necessarily need taxes or anything. But it's like, if you're trying to go fast, so actually let me break it down. So if you're trying to grow really fast, you're trying to use advertisements. Let's say for advertisement it costs you between $350 to like $1,000 to get one new client with advertisements. If you just do a corporate tax return between like $1,000, like maybe $2,000, we'll just say, just for round numbers. If let's say it's $1,000 in the minimum for like a business return, okay. So if you're charging $1,000 and you know it costs you $500 to go get a client, you basically just essentially just got 2 more clients, right? So if you're trying to grow faster, you take that $1,000 and you immediately go redistribute it back into advertising. So now you go get 2 more monthly clients who either hopefully need either another tax return or they need some sort of cleanup, right? So you're getting inside of your cash flow a lot faster, rather than like getting a client who's like just starting from like scratch and then they're paying like $600 a month or $1,000 a month. So it's a different growth strategy, right? If you're doing it organically, which like we teach inside of our program, which is organic marketing methods, which are like low cost or free marketing methods that involve more automation or time, then it's not as big of a deal. But when you start shifting more to advertising, when there's an actual hard cost that's coming out of it, I like to have my client today pay for all of my future clients moving forward. And that way, all you need to do is really need to do about, what is that, 20,000, 30,000. You really only need to do about $40,000 worth of tax returns to go and have a, what is that, 350, give me 1 second. I'm just doing some quick math for you right here. 100, sorry. 350, we'll say 400 per client times 20 clients. Sorry, you only need about $8,000. $8,000 to go and get to 10 grand a month. Times 1, 2. I was talking to this one gentleman. Yeah, about $8,000 in ad spend in order to go and get to about $96,000 to $100,000 per year, which there's a lot of skills that have to go on, which is why I don't encourage people to do advertising, right? Because okay, so there's two different types of investment, right? So you can invest like in a program, you can invest with a marketing agency, you can invest in like direct advertising. If you're starting out, I do not recommend investing in direct advertising, because direct advertising has so many different variables, and the leads that you're talking to are very trash in a lot of cases. Like direct ads, if you don't know what you're doing, will attract very, very trash leads. And that's coming from a guy that has a lot of patience when it comes to trash leads. I have a lot of patience on these calls. But the leads are trash and you get a lot of them, right? So if you're not used to rejection, it's not great. And then sometimes I'll put like false contact information inside of there. It's not a good deal. It's not the best. Next thing is having a marketing agency. I probably wouldn't do that either, because on top of the marketing fee, like the advertising budget you have to put up, you also pay for their monthly fee as well. So it's like you're technically being double charged or triple charged. And if your sales skills suck, you're not going to get any clients. So for most people, they should generally start with coaching. Like, develop your internal skills first, so that while you're on the phone with anybody, you can get a client. Like the one I was talking to today, who's going to sign the contract probably next hour or two. So that guy, I just met him yesterday morning on the phone. So he basically came in through one of our ads, literally reached out to him, and then 5 minutes later, he's like, okay, cool, let's get this stuff moving. So it's been less than 24 hours to go get a client from this, right? But it's like, that skill set, right? There was a lot of things that we had to kind of handle within that call to move this guy forward. Like, we had to see if there's other people he was speaking to, we had to see what his objections were. He actually had a fear objection and a monetary objection, right? So we had to take, instead of doing the whole cleanup, like the whole cost of the cleanup, getting that up front, we had to take about 30%. Initially we said 50, he wanted about 30%. So within there's a negotiation, and then is it a cash flow where he can't afford it, or is it more of like a value where he doesn't want to? It was a little bit of both. It was a little bit of like a fear-based objection where he's like, I just met you guys 30 minutes ago. If I was to pay you, would you run away forever, kind of thing. And then the other thing was the cash flow. He wasn't really expecting to pay as much money as what we charged him, and he wasn't expected to pay like in day number 1. So he wanted some time to kind of collect the money. Okay, cool, man. We'll give you 24 hours, so you'll get your 30% deposit. So very interesting kind of deal. But it's just how it is sometimes. Sometimes things take a little bit longer. What I really want to do, I want to go and, what is that? I want to get 650 times about another 20. I want to go and add another probably 20 clients over the next 6 months. Average would be about $650 a month for these new clients. So I want to add about 13 grand a month, just because, not really any rhyme or reason for it. I just want to keep growing. So we did some infrastructure restructuring where we brought on some new people. We trained our team a little bit better, and now we have better systems in place. So I definitely, now that we have this new advertising strategy in place, it's it's very, very, very simple. You take about $1,300 and turns in 4 or 5 clients. It's ridiculous. So that's the new thing that we're going to be really messing around with and really attacking. So I'm very interested to see. I don't know. I might end up. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe in 3 or 4 years, I might actually put it up to the point where we're doing $1 million a year for the accounting firm. We'll see. It has not really been one of my main priorities to do $1 million per year inside of business, inside of this business, just because I have never needed it. But it's just one of those things, So yeah. Just one of those things. Okay, next thing you need, I gotta get going. Boom. We will pause this for now, and I will see you when I come back.